Alrighty. What's your name and your disability?
Addison Davis. Spina bifida.
Alrighty. How long have you been in a wheelchair?
I do not know.
Since you were born, pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay. How has that impacted your life?
I don't know that either.
You don't? Okay. What are some things you like to do for fun?
Go outside. Go bother your mom. Go bother Miss Kim and go bother Miss Tiffany.
Has being in a wheelchair stopped you from doing stuff?
No.
Good. How do you feel, or do people look at you differently because you're in a wheelchair?
Yeah. Like sometimes when I go to the mall, but yeah, some people do that when I go to the mall and stuff.
How does that make you feel?
Good.
Good. Why good?
I don't know.
Do you feel like because you're in a wheelchair you're different?
Yeah.
Do you mind being different?
Mm-mm.
Good. Okay. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
Okay. Do you know, like, just a regular nurse, or
Yeah.
where do you want to go to school?
No, I don't know.
Don't know yet. Okay. Do you like going to school here?
Yes.
Is it a good environment?
Yeah.
What grade are you in? 4? Excited for middle school in a few years?
No.
Why not?
Because I am not going to be here with your mom.
She'll still come see you.
No, she won't.
She'll see you. My mom doesn't like go out easily.
I don't want to go.
You like it too much here?
Yeah.
Aw. Anything else you want to say about yourself?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Mm-mm.
Are you shy? No. Okay. Alright, can you tell me your name and your disability?
My name's Kevin and I have Asperger's syndrome.
How does that impact you every day?
I could hear things louder than usual, and also I could think 10 times faster than everyone else.
Okay. Do people look badly upon that?
Some people make fun of me for that, and that really gets me angry, and that will make me want to tear their head off.
But how do you use your disability for good?
I don't really know. It just happens.
Mm-hmm. Are there any fun activities that you like to do?
Vacations.
Okay, where have you been on vacation?
I went to Las Vegas, Universal Studios, upstate New York, and probably that's it. Oh, and Boulder Creek, California.
That's fun.
And yes, I used to live in California, and a flood happened in Boulder Creek, and so California will stay out of a drought for about a month.
Oh. Do you like going to school here?
Yes and no.
Why no?
Because it's so darn boring, and for me, it's a waste of a quarter of your life.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. Maybe because it's so darn boring.
Yeah.
Although, I can do all that boring stuff in order to cook and watch a movie every Friday.
There you go. What's boring to you?
Basically work.
Is it because you know all this stuff already?
No, it's because I don't really care.
Gotcha. Huh. Yeah, what do you do for fun?
Watch YouTube videos. Yes, I spend most of my time on technology, or play Hungry Shark World on my tablet.
What do you want to be when you get older?
An auto mechanic.
Nice. Alright. What's your name and your disability?
My name is Kenny Korf, and I have cerebral palsy.
Can you explain what that is?
Cerebral palsy is it's mostly common in people who are premature. It affects the brain. It's like when you have the part of your brain that tells you to grow. For me, it's the part of the brain that tells you to flex your muscles and contract, more like relax and tighten. And it affected both my legs and my left arm, and it just makes me more tense when I walk, and it makes me bend.
What's your biggest daily struggle?
My biggest daily struggle would be, I guess, I have two. It's more the society aspect of me being in a wheelchair and what I can do and what I can't do, and the accessibility around anywhere, around town, around Leland, North Carolina. Just, most small communities don't have the best access and ability.
What do you say is your greatest accomplishment?
My greatest accomplishment for me is not being a statistic. I want to be an overachiever. I don't want people to see me in a wheelchair. I want them to see Kenny, the kid who does track, not the Kenny who's on the track team and the manager. People assume that I'm the manager just because I'm in a wheelchair, and they think I don't do anything. So, yeah.
Do people treat you or look at you differently because you're in a wheelchair?
Yeah and no. Yes and no. It just depends if they're educated on people in wheelchairs, and if they're not educated. Yes, have people treated me as someone who is not trying to be mean and stupid? Yes, people have looked at me as like I'm dumb and I don't understand, and they talk to me in the baby talk, but yet I understand what they're saying and I can have a normal conversation. It's just the perception of society and how they base people in wheelchairs. If they were to learn that people in wheelchairs are capable of doing anything, just with a few tweaks, they can do anything. It's not that hard.
Can you talk about some of your accomplishments in track?
My team, as a team, we have won states, indoor and outdoor, almost 4 years in a row. If we win this year, we'll make state history for North Carolina. I have come in second and third at states, not first, but I'm working on it. I think my greatest accomplishment is not really the trophies or the awards. It's just the fact that I'm making an awareness that to the community that just because I'm in a wheelchair, I'm not the standard of being someone who sits on the sidelines. I get out there, I do stuff. Just last week I did the 800 instead of the 400, and people thought I was crazy. And then I ran to go do a 200. Well, not literally, I rolled. But I still did it, and people are looking at me like, he's crazy, why is he doing this? Because I love it, and I'm not going to let my disability get in the way of my dreams.
What are your plans for the future?
My plans for the future is to be advocated for people in wheelchairs. I want to go to college. I want to major in making prosthetics like braces and all that, and minor in English. But I don't know, plans can change. I do want to make a difference in the world with educating people with people in wheelchairs and what they can do, and they can just, I don't know, the world just needs to come to understanding, I guess.
How have you helped or benefited the classes at your school?
I try to make fun in every situation. I joke, yes I joke. I make funny jokes about my situation because I don't want people to feel pity for me. No, I don't want that at all. I'm treated equally. I tell the teachers, don't give me no sympathy here. I get on class on time. I don't complain. I do my work. I educate teachers on what I can do and what I can't do, and what we can modify to fit my standards if need be. But I try to educate everyone on what I can do and what I can't do, and everyone's different. You can't tell unless you walked a mile in their shoes. So I just try to step back as myself to see what they can and do and what they can't do. But sometimes I can get a little hot-headed when people don't understand things, so I try to educate people.
What would you say to someone who is in a wheelchair and struggling?
Take a minute to breathe and put yourself in other people's situations first before you start assuming they don't like you because you're in a wheelchair, or they do this because you're in a wheelchair. Sometimes I've made mistakes and assumed they did this because they see me as someone in a wheelchair. I could be wrong, and for this person who is struggling, take a minute to breathe accept yourself for who you are. You might be stuck in a chair. You might have a chance to do therapy and get out of it. Yeah, do it. But you know what? What I like to say, whatever happens, there's always an option. So just live your life that you want to be.
How has your disability affected your education?
It affected it a lot. With my disability, it did affect my education. It varies between different person and how bad it is with having cerebral palsy. And I had it pretty bad, but some people say it's a good thing with my situation because I don't have it bad as others. My education has I've been in the EC program, which is the slow classes. Not trying to be mean or anything. Most people don't know what EC is. And I've had to, in a way, I felt like I was sheltered from society, which kind of sucked because I didn't get the aspect of society and the living in the middle of the moment and, you know, being with everyday situations. So that's one thing I don't like about school is they kind of shelter you, and I feel like I don't need it. I just need the accommodations, but I have to have the class to have the accommodations, which really kind of sucks. But education-wise, I think mine really just sucked with the situation that I had. But you know what? I'm getting it done, and I'm getting my education. So.
How has society impacted your educational growth?
I feel like society has helped in some ways, but in other ways has been a burden. I feel like society has taken our group of people who have a disability in education, has taken our group and turned it into something it's not. They're saying that we need to be enclosed, away from society, because in a way we're a danger. Yes, some are, some aren't. Don't make one person be the bad apple and ruin the whole bunch, you know. Some of us have potential to be in society, and the fact that I was sheltered from it, now that I'm grasping out to college, I really don't know much. I don't know how to get around town being in a wheelchair. You know, it's hard to learn these things when you're just thrown at it. So I wish they would have had a program to get out there more.
Does your disability keep you from going out, having fun, or living the quote-unquote normal life?
Yeah, in a way it does, yeah, for the most part it does. I guess for me, it's different for everyone's situation. I've going through the process and the surgeries, and I was just mostly at home a lot, so I had this comfort feeling. So when I would go out, I'd have this anxiety feeling because I guess I've always didn't want to be the problem. Like, I've always had anxiety when doing things with friends, and then my chair would get in the way of us doing this, so they have to change their plans, and I'd get super major anxiety about it. Just last week when I went to an ice cream shop, I couldn't fit through the door at first, and I had really bad anxiety because I was like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have just came out. I should have just stayed at home. So I guess my disability has stopped me from going out into the community, but then again, the community isn't super accessible, so it's both ways can be a problem. And I think it's hard when society pushes you away and just puts you in a bubble and hides you, that, you know, there's no purpose in going outside if anything's not easy to get to.
What have you gone to go out and do things?
I have branched out with a few help from friends to push me and motivate me to go do stuff. I've done camp with my church. Yeah, I've never done camp before, and someone approached me about it and was like, you should do camp. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. You know, try something new for once. Why not? Get out my house during the summer since I don't leave. It was amazing, and I've gone back every year, and I get in the lake and I swim around, and it's so much fun. I've gone to Disney. All my life I thought, oh, I can't go to Disney, I won't get on any of the rides. And then I educated myself, as others should, that, you know, look up what the accommodations are at certain parks. You know, I went there, I got on every ride that I wanted to, and I had a blast, and that's one place I felt, in a way, normal. I didn't feel stuck out or left out, or the only one. I've never known a place that had so many people in wheelchairs but Disney. I mean, I've gone downtown. I haven't gone to every store because, you know, you can't really fit through all the doors when they're super tiny. So I've gone downtown. It's not the most easiest place to push yourself around, which, you know, hey, governor, fix that. Yeah, I've gone around, you know, just talked to friends, you know, It's not bad. It's fun.
What do you think could be done to change society's perspective on those with disabilities?
What I would do is you need to educate people. We need to stop sheltering these kids who have problems that they can't help, and in a way society sees them as a danger to some extent. Some do. We need to embrace them who they are and love them for who they are, and it's something we can't change, but you know what? We can change society by being more aware, having them in our day-to-day lives. I can walk around, roll around town, and people just look at me like they've never seen a kid in a wheelchair before, like I'm this rare unicorn. It's the same thing at school when I do therapy and walk. They're looking at me like, oh my god, they've never seen a kid walk before. We need to be aware. There's tons of kids in wheelchairs. It's just depending on your location, and I think every state needs to have some type of program to educate us for society situations and to educate everyone else of people in wheelchairs or with any other learning disability, because I see from day to day people picking on other people and it drives me crazy. You don't know what their problems are, so why are you picking on them? Leave them alone. Walk a mile in their shoes and tell me how you feel.
Has having a disability impeded any relationships?
To be honest, the first thing I look at when I try to get into a relationship, being an actual relationship, the first insecurity I see is not like normal people. I don't look at me and say, oh, I'm fat, or she's not gonna like me because I look tan or I look Mexican. The first thing I think of, I'm in a wheelchair, who's going to date me? And I've had to overcome that, and a lot of people ask me, why don't you get into the dating life at friends at school? And I have all these friends like, I know someone who would date you, and I'm like, okay, but I guess right now I'm not really looking for a relationship because I'm just trying to find myself. But has it come up as an insecurity? Yes, that's my biggest insecurity, but I'm going to overcome it. Still working through it, but yeah.
As your final year of high school comes to a close, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to prom. Yeah, this is my third time going. I think I'm a little bit of addictive. When I first went to prom, it was, I guess, an eye-opening. I went with this girl named Christine Slade, and when I first started track, she was there, and she volunteered to help me and show me the ropes. And when I first went to prom and actually dressed up, I've never dressed up, and I guess it was something that unlocked and it opened up inside of me. I felt so normal holding her hand and just walking into there. I had all these butterflies, and my fear was not my chair because I have braces to walk with, and my fear was, will she have fun even though I'm with, because I have a disability? And she took my hand and everything was just, it was normal. I had so much fun. I felt like this normal kid going to prom, and that whole night I felt like the little Cinderella theme, when the clock struck 12, everything was gonna go back to normal, and it did. And I guess I missed that feeling again. So graduation. I'm excited to do graduation. I'm gonna walk across the stage, and it's fun. I've always, that's the first thing I thought about, is walking across the stage. It just depends how. I'm working on certain new things that will come up, and not gonna spoil anything, but I will be walking across that stage one way or the other.